Hey guys, Amanda. Let's be honest, I've never just decided to make this long YouTube video, so we're gonna give it a try. If it sucks, it sucks. Leave the hate, I don't care. A comment is a comment, honestly. First, I just wanna say thank you to everybody that I train with at all the Humida gyms. I've been a part of Humida my entire time of training, and they have watched me go from the 200+ pound white belt down to the 125 class purple belt. So that's pretty incredible, and they put a lot of work into me. Of course, the people that I train with at Head Nod, John McLaughlin and Josh McKinney are super nice, and they let me come drop in, and I train with those guys at least once a week, and it's really beneficial. I think it's nice to kind of get out of your comfort zone and go train with other gyms and see what they're doing and their techniques, and you get to put your techniques to a test or test it on mats that don't see you every day and they don't know your game plan all the time. Of course, they're slowly learning my bullshit. So anyways, so just a lot of people who put time and effort into my jiu-jitsu. It's incredible to see. And then of course, anyone who's ever given me a job. Like my main job, my side jobs. My side job supports my competition and my training way more than you know. Basically every ounce of money I have made, house sitting for people, dog sitting, cat sitting, babysitting, it goes into my training. It goes into a new gi, it goes into competitions, it goes into gas money, it goes into the food it takes to be healthy, the gym memberships. So it's just awesome how many people are involved in the process of it. So a couple things that I want to go over. One, I think it's really cool, me and Phil were talking the other day, and he's my main coach right now at Wentzville Gracie Humida. And I've come a long way since white belt, and it's nice when your coach sits down and talks with you right before you're headed out to a competition. It's just a little recap and reassurance of here's what you're planning on doing, here's what you should be doing. And when your coach says you're doing all the right things, you're collecting data and you're learning. So that's super important for all the goals that you have. So that's pretty cool. And then I fly out to Orlando and I get coached by Brian Imholes, who was my first original coach ever. And Leanne as well, who is an incredible black belt in this area. So it's just really nice that I can go compete and hopefully have any one of the people that I have trained with before or who has coached me before or just knows me from social media. They're like, yeah, I'll help you. If you need a coach, I will coach you. So it's pretty cool to get to just travel around. But something that me and Brian were talking about, what I kind of found interesting that I'm learning, as I'm competing and I'm learning about these purple belts, a lot of these purple belts are heavy into fitness and heavy into, they have a background in martial arts some other way already, and I didn't. And I'm not using it as an excuse, actually. It's more of a motivation for me. There has been some people that I've ran into that have a story similar to mine where they were overweight and they have lost all this weight and they have come up in competitions and they've eventually started winning as well. So it just honestly motivates me. I want to be that person that not only did I lose the weight with jiu-jitsu, but I turned it into my whole life, and I am a good competitor. I'm okay. IBJJF is really hard, and my goal is to eventually win a match in IBJJF. And I know that seems like a really small goal, but when I sit down and I look at it and I really reflect on it, I don't end up being disappointed in myself, and I try not to beat myself up a lot because it's look where I've come from. Where I've come from says a lot about what I'm doing on the mats. So that brings me to reflect in PANS 2023 when I was a blue belt. And I hadn't competed in a while, and I had just gotten married, which I'm divorced now, that's the whole thing, but I had put on some weight, so I was competing at 145, 150. I compete at 125 now, and I was just you know what, I'm gonna jump in there and I'm just gonna give it what I got. And I trained okay for it. I would have loved to have gone down a weight class, and I had just at blue belt started developing a bottom game. I was always a top game person. I really like to be on top. I like passing guard, and it was time for me to learn a bottom game. So I went out there and I tried my bottom game. And eventually, towards the very end, I think I got a sweep, and I ended up in closed guard, and I had to get out of closed guard. And as it was the last second, I broke it open and was about to pass, and I lost. And I lost a lot that year. That year, 2023, basically my last year as a blue belt, sort of. I still went through 2024 as a blue belt, but I knocked out a bunch of competitions. I was like, I'm not sure what else to do but keep training and keep competing so I can see what it's like to compete, win or lose. Like, I have to figure out what I should be doing in competition. So I did the math one day and I sat down and I did 7 competitions. I did a couple IBJJFs, I did a couple Fujis, I did a couple AGFs. I traveled to Florida, I traveled to Oklahoma, I traveled to Kansas City one time. Sometimes I had people go with me, sometimes I went alone, but there was always somebody there. The Rudemans are always magically at a competition there to encourage me, and that's super amazing. So 7 competitions total from March 23 to about November of 23. And I think I had a total of 18 matches. I slowly climbed down a weight class. I think by the end of it, I was back to 135. And I think total, I got a couple of silvers, lost everything else. A total of 3 matches I won that year. And then I kept going. 2024 was a whole lot better. I didn't get to compete as much, but I did get to do a couple, and I ended up getting double gold in the AGF, and I got my purple belt, and then I did my 3 months after getting my purple belt, I got to do the CXBJJ. And that was a lot of fun, and I was like, I want to keep doing this. So I feel like at purple belt I've been pretty selfish, and I just am gonna keep competing and see where it takes me. Like, I'm not gonna stop until I get what I'm looking for, and honestly that's like personal success on the mats. So a couple of things that happened this weekend is I'm not totally disappointed in myself again because of the background that I was talking about, but I tested out so many new things and they were like almost there, but like my post said, like I just need to crisp them up a little bit more. Like, I had a TP choke for a while, but I was terrified of letting this go and letting that go, and I was really trying to cut that angle, but she was just coming out and I couldn't figure out how to pull her arm out. So more like things that I will be working on. Okay, so then no-gi. So originally I'm just like mostly a gi person, but I really have been enjoying no-gi. And I don't know if it's just because at one point in life I had decided I wanted to do MMA and I was training for it and it just never worked out. I never did it. Or what, but all of a sudden I'm just like, you know what, let's just do it. And so I feel like my training is pretty 50-50. I feel like 2 to 3 days a week I'm in the gi, 2 to 3 days a week I'm in no-gi. And I love it. Like, I sometimes feel like I have, even though I'm still losing, I sometimes feel like my no-gi matches are more fun than gi. Maybe it's because I don't take them as seriously and I'm just out there like doing whatever. I go in there with a game plan, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like I'm a little bit more lenient with myself. I take a little pressure off myself and I get to have a little bit more fun in that one. So some goals to keep going and keep testing myself. I would love to sign up for Chicago IBJJF, but I'm running out of time and I just came out to Orlando, and let's be honest, I did turn it into a little bit of a mini vacation for myself. As an adult, I have never really traveled alone. One time when I went to Pans, I flew by myself. That's the only time I've ever flown by myself. But I got picked up by my coaches. My coaches drove me around, and I stayed with everybody in a room, you know. This time I flew by myself. I got a rental car by myself. I stayed in the hotel by myself. When I'm done making this video, I'm headed out to the beach because I love the beach. I love Florida. Don't be surprised if I move here after my kid graduates high school. Just saying. Anyways, so it was very expensive. If I could, I would already be signed up for Chicago. There are a couple people in my bracket, so that would be neat. And I know this girl, she's really tough and competes all the time, so it would be nice to go compete against a really tough opponent. So we'll see how that works out. I know that I'm also going to sign up for Fuji Bloomington, and then I'm gonna go sign up for IBJJF St. Louis and put my name in the bucket for CXBJJ again. I would love to get another super fight with Adam in them. So we'll see how that goes. Hit the air conditioner. Sorry. So that being said as well, based on all this, I am a single person. I am raising a kid. I'm doing all this on my own. Obviously with the support of my team, but financially, like, it's all on me. I am looking for information on sponsorships too. Like, I've never really done that before. I tried it out once and it was fine. Like, I had some help with paying for a competition, and I advertised the business. So I'm just kind of, if you have information about what you do or what you've done to get a sponsorship before. It could be a gi sponsorship, it could be no gi gear, it could be gas money. Like maybe you're just a friend or a family member that's like, you know what, here's $20 for your gas for that competition you said you were gonna do. Or maybe it's you just have a business you want me to advertise because I've used your business, or because you just need some more advertisement because your business is new and you want to be like, here's $50, post about my business 5 times on your page, so hopefully I can get more likes and shares. That'd be something I'd be willing to do. I don't have a way, like long-term things. It would be cool if eventually I was putting like logos on my gi, but that would be something to also discuss. That's also an option. But just any information you guys have, like when someone doesn't make a lot of money and they're a single parent, I train 6 days a week, I pay 2 gyms, I'm doing all the things, I eat really well, like I'm doing the proper things. And if you guys follow me, like you already know, like you see all the yummy, healthy, delicious food that I'm making and advertising and letting you guys drool over. So first long video I'm gonna upload to YouTube. Check it out. Hopefully you like the information that I shared. If you didn't, again, if you still comment on it and tell me that I was total trash, you don't want to hear me ramble anymore, you're still helping the algorithm just surface my stuff. So anyways, yeah, just thanks again to every person that I train with all the time, previously, not previously. Anyone that's ever just stopped and give me advice, talk to me about life. It's been one heck of a year, and I'm honestly really happy with how it's turned out. So if you want to be a part of my journey, or you want to help me with jiu-jitsu, or you just have advice to offer, just holler. I just want to go kill it on the mats a whole bunch more. So thanks, guys.